Ladies and gentlemen, welcome into yet another Best Bets video talking parlays. Today, I'm giving you guys my top 5 parlays for NFL Week 6 and college football Week 7. These parlays will have cross-contamination. So if there's a parlay of 5 games, 3 of them may be from college football, the other 2 may be from the NFL. It's just an easier way to do it based on games that I really like. Now, this first parlay is what I like to call the safe parlay. It's my personal strategy where I'll only bet money lines, and I will invest a lot of money on this parlay because the risk is less due to only betting money lines and not having to worry about spreads. So I think this is a 6-teamer. We've got University of Texas San Antonio money line versus Rice. You're not going to make a lot of money off of that. This is a game where I see literally no chance University of Texas San Antonio loses, so I'll add the bonus to my parlay on that one. Virginia money line versus Duke. I love Virginia's chances against Duke. Duke is a really bad team, although they did surprise me a little bit last week versus Georgia Tech, but Virginia just straight up money line at home with Brennan Armstrong and that passing offense. I'll take that any day of the week. Texas money line versus Oklahoma State. I guess this is probably the riskiest one, but I'm very confident Texas will beat Oklahoma State. I don't know if they'll beat them by 5.5 points. I think they will, but when it comes to just a safe parlay where you want to add those multipliers, give me Texas straight up money line. I think they're minus 220 money line, something around there. Alabama money line at Mississippi State. This is not great value. I'm just doing it to kind of add the multiplier. Alabama's not losing 2 games in a row. I don't think there's much analysis that needs to be done there. And then the NFL, LA Rams money line at the Giants. The Giants, the LA Rams, be a little cautious. They're traveling to the East Coast, but the Giants have so many injury concerns. LA is minus 10.5 in this game. Just give me them for the money line for my safe parlay. And then also the Chiefs money line at Washington. I have zero faith in betting the Chiefs against the spread, but I have all the faith in the world that Patrick Mahomes will not fall to 2-4 on the year. The Chiefs will win this game somehow. Washington really isn't that terrible of a team, and Tyler Heineke, he seems like the type of dude that'll really get up for this game and have like a career game against the Chiefs. But the Chiefs, they're 2-3. I don't see them going to 2-4. You guys take a look at the projection here on this parlay. It's a one you want to risk a little bit more, so $300-$400, whatever, you win a decent amount of money. I think the riskiest team in this parlay, quite honestly, I think it's Virginia. And I definitely think they'll beat Duke, but I'm a little bit concerned about that one. Duke did surprise me last week with the way they hung with Georgia Tech. Georgia Tech ended up covering, but Virginia is at home. All those other ones I think are complete locks. That's more of a safe parlay. Moving on to my second parlay, this is just going to be a standard 5-teamer. We've got Nebraska money line at Minnesota. I love Nebraska. Absolutely love them. They're a lot better than the record says they are. Minnesota lost to Bowling Green earlier this year. They are at home, right? And I think Nebraska overall is around a 2.5-point favorite, but I don't like that. Just give me them for the money. These parlays, when it's that close, I don't want to lose a parlay because I had Nebraska minus 2.5 and they won by 2. So just, if it's that close, when it comes to the parlays, if a team's like even minus 3, minus 2, whatever, just give me the money line. I'm already going to be multiplying it with other teams. I don't want to lose a parlay because I've got Nebraska minus 2.5 and they win by 1 point or 2 points. Just give me them to win. I just want them to win. I just need them to win. I don't like focusing as much when I have 6 or 7 teams in a parlay. I don't like focusing on all these different, against the spread options, things like that. So the money line there, Rutgers money line at Northwestern. So this line was originally, it came out, and when it released, it was the money line, but then Rutgers immediately, it looked like, or on Monday, yesterday, jumped to a 2-point favorite. I'll just take a money line at Northwestern. Love Rutgers. They've had a brutal schedule to start the season. They've got a lot of transfers. Greg Schiano has that team playing really well, and I have zero faith in Northwestern. Northwestern seems to be kind of an every other year type team. Last year, they make the Big Ten championship. This year, they're terrible. They've had years in the past under Pat Fitzgerald where they've won like 2 or 3 games. This is another one of those years. We've got BYU plus 6 at Baylor. I've loved this one. I'm shocked this line jumped. It's almost like, is there an injury or something? It was 4.5, but BYU I think is going to win outright. They're still a good team. Maybe people overreacting to the loss last week against Boise State, which I called that loss, by the way. I said BYU would lose, but I'm back on the bandwagon. See, you jump off, and then when everyone gets off as well, then you jump back on before everyone. This is what I'm doing. I'm playing the game. Everyone was high on BYU last week. I said they would lose to Boise State. They lose to Boise State. Now everyone jumps off. No. You jump back on and you take BYU money line. Not in this parlay. I'll just take the plus 6. I think they win outright, but in this parlay, I'm just taking the +6. Boston College +3 versus NC State. I love this one, and I've piggybacked it with Boston College versus NC State, the under 52. You're talking about a lower scoring game, maybe something like 23-20, Boston College over NC State. NC State, not a very high scoring team. Neither of these two teams, great passing offenses, good defenses there in the ACC. 3:30 start time. It's a late afternoon game. If this was a noon game, I would take the over. Ladies and gentlemen, you don't understand how the weather, how, everything affects the games, whether it's cloudy, partly cloudy, whatever, it all affects things. If this was at noon, I wouldn't be touching the under, but this is a 3:30 game. The sun's going to be setting. It's going to be maybe a little cold, Boston College, a little cold, maybe sweater weather, maybe 45, 48 degrees. I'm picturing it. I know the script of these games. This is going to be a cold game, low-scoring game. The under 52 is going to hit. And then you take a look at that's the 5-team parlay. So this was only a 5-teamer, really 4-team, because, there's 2 picks with that one game. So risk $100. Very good odds there. So moving on to my third parlay. We've got LSU plus 10.5 versus Florida. I've said this before. This is Coach O's last stand. They're going to play really hard. I'm just not buying Florida. I mean, what's their passing offense? Emory Jones is inconsistent. Anthony Richardson, he's a great runner. I'm just not buying Florida's going to win by over 10 at LSU. That's a noon start time. It's going to be one of those fun, close games. Maybe Florida wins by a field goal, but LSU's not losing by over 10. Buffalo -9 versus Ohio is the lock of the century. Buffalo is a phenomenal MAC team. They're very underrated. Ohio is actually one of the worst MAC teams. Buffalo's at home -9. That's too easy. Again, it's MAC, so you got to be a little careful. These are MAC kids we're talking about. A lot more unpredictable, a little bit more unpredictable, but overall, Buffalo should cover that 9 very easily. And then we've got the Eagles. This is the Thursday night football game in the NFL. Eagles +7 versus Bucks. I love the Eagles to win this game outright. This is how the NFL works. I can already see the script happening. I can already predict a Thursday night in Philadelphia where Tom Brady struggles. Tom Brady coming off a 5-touchdown game. Everyone's like, oh, why would you take the Eagles? Tom Brady's going to throw for 10 more touchdowns. That's not how it works, guys. That's not how the NFL works. Give me the Eagles +7. They're going to play hard. Jalen Hurts, Devontae Smith. I see Devontae Smith catching a touchdown in this game. Maybe not a lot of yardage for Devontae Smith. Maybe a low yardage, but he will be catching a touchdown. How about Miles Sanders? Maybe they start running the ball a little bit more. I love the Eagles outright, but in this parlay, give me them +7 all day. That's a Thursday night football game at home. Great value for the home team. How about the Bengals at the Lions? Another NFL game. This is a 1 o'clock start. The over 47.5. I love this one as well. You're talking about maybe the Bengals go up early and the Lions have to play catch up. Jared Goff in this situation, even this year, has been phenomenal in garbage time, scoring a lot of points. This could be one of those fun back and forth games where it ends on a kick. 47.5. I thought the over-under on this would be like 53, 54. 47.5 is a phenomenal number. Take the over in that. That's 2 teams, back and forth game. Maybe the Bengals get up early, but Jared Goff can definitely facilitate a potential comeback. Even if they end up losing, he should be able to get some points on the board. I love the over 47.5 in that one. And then the Browns money line versus the Cardinals. This is just a value play. The Browns are at home. They're taking on the Cardinals, who are 5-0. I don't think the Cardinals are as good as their record says they are. They still are a good team. Kyler Murray is a good quarterback, but the Browns are just phenomenal when it comes to running the football. They have a really solid defense, really good pass rushers, and the Cardinals overall, they're traveling west to east. It is a 4 o'clock start. It's a 4:05 game, but the Browns, they should have won last week against the Chargers. I think they come back at home, maybe a lower scoring game. I'm thinking 24-17, and by the way, my prediction in that Eagles-Bucks game, Eagles win that game 24-20. I've envisioned that. And then you look, this is just a 5-teamer. Again, I don't like betting like 10 teams. It's just too much. You're not going to win it. That's the overall odds in that one if you guys want to see that. Moving on to my fourth parlay. This is only a 3-teamer, so a lot higher chance of winning. We've got Stanford at Washington State over 52.5. This is a game I just kind of stumbled upon, and I was like, that's interesting. I'll take the over in this one. Washington State, they love throwing the ball around the field. Stanford is probably the reason that over-under number is only 52.5 and not 57, but Stanford can score a little bit as well. I like the over in this one. This is like is this a 7:30 Eastern start time, 4:30 Pacific? I have to look that up. That changes things. I thought this might have been a 10 o'clock start time Eastern, 7 Pacific. I don't know. But I still like the over. If it's a 4 o'clock Pacific start time, it's close. It's close, ladies and gentlemen. Moving on, we've got Utah money line at Arizona State. Love it. Utah, oh my goodness. You see what Utah did last week? Utah was one of my most underrated teams coming into the season. They struggled, but they're getting it together. Arizona State, they've had a nice year. They're due for a loss. Arizona State is due for a loss. Utah's at home. This is a night game in the Pac-12. The overall spread is a pick 'em. Give me Utah. Packers money line at Bears. The Packers have to win these games. They have a crazy hard schedule. The Bears, I will say, have a very underrated defense. That's why I'm not touching the Packers minus 4.5 in this game. But I'll just take Aaron Rodgers straight up money line against a rookie quarterback, although I do have a man crush on Justin Fields. He's still young. He's learning. These rookies need to learn. So that's just the 3-gamer there. That is the overall odds. So not, great odds on that one only being a 3-gamer. And then this is my fun one where, maybe you got $10. Everyone does this. I've seen it so many times. People screenshot stuff on Twitter. They throw $10 on something. Maybe it's your bonus or whatever. And this is just a fun kind of parlay where I'm just being really bold with it. So I have Missouri +9 at versus Texas A&M. I love that. Honestly, I love that pick. Missouri +9. I think they could win that game outright, but just give me them +9. Texas A&M coming off that big win, an emotional win where they had, their Super Bowl, second largest crowd at Kyle Field there in history. So, they storm the field, everything like that. It's emotional. You go to Missouri to play a noon game. That's going to be a letdown. Give me Missouri +9. BYU, I'm going bold here. BYU moneyline at Baylor. You're going to get moneyline +220 or something for BYU. I believe fully BYU will win this game at Baylor 100%. Eagles moneyline versus Bucs. Okay, so this is the bold one. You go the Eagles beating the Buccaneers. Guys, the fact of the situation, the Buccaneers are not going to go 16-1. Okay, everyone's like, oh my God, everyone before the season, they're going to go 17-0, 16-1. These teams, they lose games. This is the NFL. This is how it works. You have to be aggressive. I got the Eagles winning this game 24-20. Thursday night game. Crazy things happen. Tom Brady shut down a little bit. Maybe a little cold air in Philadelphia. You get that fall breeze. Maybe the wind chill sitting around 40 degrees. I can picture it right now. We've got the Jaguars +3.5 versus the Dolphins. I really do like this. I was almost going to pick the Jaguars to win outright, but I thought even if the Dolphins win on a walk-off field goal, the Jags are still covering in this game. The Dolphins, without Tua, they've looked horrible. I'm sure a lot of the sharps will be on the Dolphins to cover this. That's just how they operate. But I'll take the Jaguars +3.5. Maybe the Jaguars get a win here. This game's in London, so it's a little unpredictable. But again, I like the idea of a backdoor cover for Jacksonville, getting that 3.5 to where if the game is tied and the Dolphins win on a walk-off field goal, the Jags still cover. It's not even a push. You get them at +3.5. I like that value there. Vikings moneyline at Panthers. I just think the Panthers aren't very good even if they get McCaffrey back. The Vikings are an underrated team. This game has last-second field goal written all over it, one way or the other. It's a coin flip. I'm just hoping the Vikings win. The away team wins. And the Chargers at the Raiders, the under 51.5. So this is some reverse psychology I'm using. Vegas was very smart to put the over-under at 51. I thought I would get Vegas here, and the over-under would be like 57 or 58 due to Lamar Jackson's recent performance last night on Monday Night Football, and then Justin Herbert's 5 total touchdowns. You think these two teams are facing each other, there's going to be a ton of offense. You got to zig when other people zag, guys. You got to zig when they zag. This is the NFL. It's unpredictable. These two guys could combine for 3 touchdowns maybe. It could be, the final score could be 20-17, 24-17. Give me the under 51.5. I wanted the over-under to be like 55, but Vegas puts it at 51.5. They want everyone to take the over. I'll zig while everyone else zags. Give me the under. This is just my fun one overall. So risk $10, win $1,300. Just a fun little bet. So there are 5 different parlays. I don't know if you want to bet on anyone, latch on anyone, maybe just the overall single bets as I talk about them. Maybe, one of the bets caught your eye. I don't know. But those are just 5 fun parlays I came up with here for college football week number 7 and NFL week number 6. I love cross-contaminating college and NFL, cherry-picking the best college games that I feel most confident in and the best NFL games that I feel most confident in and combining those in my parlays. That's what I normally do. That's what I did for basically every single one of them here, all my top 5. So, guys, that is going to do it for this video. Make sure you're following me on Twitter. Link to that's always in the description. I'm, of course, the Depressed Ginger. Thank you for watching.